It's week 4 of the NFL. And coming up next is the command.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here come the Eagles, the defending NFC champs, led out by a man who was the runner-up to Patrick Mahomes at MVP balloting a season ago. Of course, that's Jalen Hurts.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards. You talk about this Washington defense. They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Penny, a first down carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. A look at the numbers from Penny last week. 18 carries, 57 yards.
Well, to no one's surprise, he gets an early rep right there, and they've been playing their best ball this season as they built this winning streak. And that includes the ground game, where he's kept the offense productive and put them in position to win ball games. The question now is, can this defense that he's facing do what others haven't and finally put a stop to this streak?
And A.J. going to pick up an Eagles first down as he'll be taken down at the 46.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what their opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute, doesn't it?
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on that opening drive. They wanted to put together a series of plays, sustain it. They've done that. The defense now on their heels a little.
That they are. And you know what else is happening now? They're gaining information. They're gaining knowledge about how the defense is planning on playing them. So not only are they being successful on this drive, they're filing things away for future drives in this game.
Now 2nd and 9. They go play action with Hurts. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Montez Sweat has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So a first quarter sack, and remember, keep in mind he had 2 sacks in last week's game.
And it's always intriguing to me to watch these great pass rushers because some of them, they need their teammates to scheme for them. Maybe occupy people, make it a one-on-one matchup. Other guys, they just defeat everything in front of them. To get 2 sacks in a game, it's a little bit of both for you.
And the pressure gets to him again. Daron Payne, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
And he fields it cleanly. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. With touchdown number 27, that ties Priest Holmes for the third most in a single year. And the Commanders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
But you look at this defense. They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
They've established themselves pretty well throughout this season. But, boy, what a competitive group of people. They do not like that ranking they have now because they think that they're better, and they're out to prove it again in this game.
And they'll run the option on third and short yardage. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. That run's successful in large part because they had a lot of extra help blocking up front.
Yeah, you've got guys who can do that very, very well. In addition, they can catch the football. So sometimes when they line up with 3 tight ends, it's not necessarily to run it, and that gives you an advantage when you do decide to barrel off the line of scrimmage and block people downfield.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Forced out to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a third down coming up. Here's Hurts to throw. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. He'll field this at the 5. And bulldozing his way through. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead, it works opposite.
Calling no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. And McLaurin, the motion man right. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. Slings this deep for McLaurin. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his first touchdown on the year. And the Commanders' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that'll make the score 14-0. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. And out now come the Eagles. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Hurts sets up to throw it. Leaves it for Penny. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Hurts. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. This is taken at the 23. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. A 77-yard punt return. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now Joey Sly for the point after. And it is now 21-0. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time.
Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. And now they start in plus territory following that turnover, as they'll try to get some points here before halftime. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made...
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, after incompletions on first and second down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Hurts. He's got his target. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That goes for a gain of 31.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Second down, here's Hurts. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Well, it certainly feels like this defensive group has figured this guy out to the tune of a big lead in this one. And you know that he's frustrated with how this game has gone. And now with back-to-back interceptions, he's got to find a way to get out of his own head and start making better plays.
Washington going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And with a 21-0 lead already, no need really to take any unnecessary risks. Final 24 seconds of the first half as they come up here 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
So here is Washington now to take over.
They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
19. Okay. Go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage.
74 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. Ball on the 40 now. Here's second down and 3.
Go.
On the bootleg, it's Brissett. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That one a first down pickup of 8. Play fake, Brissett. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he works 3, shedding through the defense. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And it's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there.
With his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Sly on for the extra point.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play.
There he goes, right side. Fighting his way through contact. A big play there for Philly. 52 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field-flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver, that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big, big play.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Second and 10 now. Third quarter action from Philadelphia, PA. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Daron Payne picks up his second sack of the afternoon. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to them. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback.
Under pressure, they got him again. Jonathan Allen providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's had a touchdown for every quarter so far. 3 here in the third, and probably hoping he's not done yet.
And this is a situation where it's okay to be greedy. When you've already scored 3 times, you want 4, you want more than that. And guess what? That only helps your team.
Yeah, so far 3, now in search of 4. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
4th down, Brissett. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Into 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. First down.
When you have a guy who has mobility, bootlegging him out of the pocket is often a big-time call, especially on a 4th down play. It gives him a run-pass option.
Yeah, but it's also gutsy, right, because you're exposing your quarterback quite a bit.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that one at all, because on the bootleg, you've got to hope that the defensive ends or outside linebackers take the fake. If they don't, they're often right in the face of the guy trying to exit out.
19, set. Go.
Now Brissett. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we play. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Brissett sets to throw it. That is caught. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start.
And pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Commanders are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Well, they mentioned this week, Charles, they had a couple kinks on offense that they wanted to fix. I would say they're pretty well fixed.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, just about everything they've run has been successful in this one. And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm done with this, right? I have no answers for anything. In fact, I'd probably send a note to the clock operator. Let it run.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Penny up the middle. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6.
What an advantage having a elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
First target, first catch, and a first down. Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory.
133 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
They go play action with Brissett.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now 2nd and 5. Here's Brissett. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Hurts throw taken in by Watkins here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Chase Young. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Fielded just inside the 30. And there he goes again. And they're going to finish this one off strong. It's a return touchdown to add on to their lead in the final stages. Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And able to get this out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was saved. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for the Commanders,
that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears.
It's week 1 of the National Football League. And if it's in the game, it...
A new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. Texans now with a fresh face at quarterback, the second overall pick from Ohio State, C.J. Stroud.
In only 2 seasons, Stroud showed all he needed to at Ohio State. All-American, Heisman finalist, program records galore. He looked every bit like the #1 overall pick. He went #2, but Houston is thrilled to have him.
Stroud sets up the play action. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, let's go.
A man coming off a great rookie year, it's Dameon Pierce. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
This is caught. It's Woods. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Now a 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Houston. Dameon Pierce, 61 yards. And the Texans are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was Dameon Pierce closing things out with a touchdown run. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Ravens offense set to go to work, and it's Lamar Jackson now at his 6th NFL campaign who will lead the way.
All the talk of Jackson leaving the Ravens this offseason was just that, talk, as the 2 sides hammered out a deal that made him the highest paid player in the NFL. And why would they want to separate? When he has the ball in his hands, great things typically happen.
Well, he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
1 down, only about 500 more to go this season. He would certainly welcome most of his passes this year going as well as that. Now that the first one is over, time to settle into a groove and begin the long journey towards Week 18 and hopefully the playoffs.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the first down carry. Well, for the Ravens, Charles, starting 2023 here at home, you know, for a long time, the future of Lamar Jackson seemed to be kind of up in the air, at least in terms of would he be a Raven. But number 8 is out there, and you can bet that makes a lot of folks happy here in Baltimore.
Starting with Lamar Jackson, who wanted to be a Raven. He didn't want to be anywhere else. Second, how about the head coach, John Harbaugh? Now they'll just retool the offense a little bit, trying to expand upon the talents that Lamar Jackson brings to the table and find their way back to the Super Bowl.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Back to Walker on first down.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Second down and a yard. On second down, it's Walker.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short.
Here's Jackson. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Ravens first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. But here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Walker. Forcing his way into the end zone. He was not to be denied. It's a touchdown. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. That'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down. These two teams all tied after 1. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Pierce now up the middle. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The 71 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. First down, they go right back to Pierce.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
First and 10, it's Pierce. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Great to celebrate every play from Mechie in his second season. Was diagnosed with leukemia 3 months after being drafted and missed his rookie season. Back now, one of the most inspirational stories in the NFL.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21.
Roquan Smith, the All-Pro, the former Bear, is there to make the stop.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Now Stroud. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Jamin Davis.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick six.
And give him full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a miss-hit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Stroud on 3rd down now.
And that is incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
Here's Hardman to return.
It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call time.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for the Ravens touchdown. DK Metcalf, 84 yards. The Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch. Take it to the house.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And now out comes Houston.
Charles,
we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Stroud looking to throw. He'll get this to Ogunbowale out of the backfield. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. So the completion good for just 3. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Going for it with Pierce. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. 4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. Hardman on the return. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a 1st down.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Walker with a grab, left side. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the 2nd half, Charles, remember in that 1st half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that 1st half.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down.
I give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice game.
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one 28 yards on the ground. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And his throw is incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Jackson now off the bootleg. To the right side, into the hands of Flowers. And snapped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Second down and 3 with right around 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 3's all around. Here's Walker. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Second and goal from the 1. Walker once more. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Ken Walker. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Ravens are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. Second and 2.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And Pierce gets it again on second down. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Third and 1. Stroud. And he is going to lose yardage here. This will wind up a loss on the play, and it'll be fourth down.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is, because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
And the defense, they were just locked in there on third. They had more guys than they could block. This is fielded at the 27. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over first and 10. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They go play action now. Jackson. His throw incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
Play action. Now Jackson. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked off by